Hey guys, welcome back to Fixie TV. I'm your host Anton, and today's video is gonna be a follow-up to our KEYCHRON K4 video. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out right here. And if you aren't subscribed yet, we recommend you subscribe and hit the notification bell down below so you don't miss any of our weekly videos. In our review video, we came to the conclusion that the KEYCHRON K4 is a decent keyboard. It has great build quality, premium keycaps, great connectivity, and a relatively long battery life. However, its awkward layout and key profile made it difficult to use. But we did miss a lot of points in that KEYCHRON video. Personally, I'm a keyboard noob, so I got the wrong version of the KEYCHRON. I got the KEYCHRON K4 V1. Apparently this had a lot of negative reviews as well, so people in our comment section recommending us to get the KEYCHRON K4 V2. It fixed a lot of the problems we've encountered, and it's also hot swappable. However, I wasn't willing to drop 4,500 pesos just to get basically the same keyboard with 2 to 3 changes. So I searched for a cheap alternative keyboard that wouldn't break the bank. This is where I encountered the Rakk Lam-Ang Pro, a TKL hot swappable keyboard for only 60 USD or 3,000 pesos. It came highly recommended, but is it a KEYCHRON killer? Let's find out. The Rakk Lam-Ang Pro is a 10 keyless hot swappable keyboard that's also wireless for only 60 USD or 3,000 pesos. It comes in 2 options, one that comes with the Kale Box White switches and one that comes with the Kale Speed Bronze switches. It also has a bare bones version for about 40 USD or 2,000 pesos. So this version doesn't come with switches or keycaps, so you can save some money by getting the ones that you really want on a budget. All these options are universally hot swappable, so if you want to change the switches, you can easily do so. Despite the price, it's actually a pretty feature-rich keyboard. It supports wireless connectivity over Bluetooth and has a beefy 2000 mAh battery. It has a volume control knob, which is useful but may be an eyesore to some. It has a replaceable top cover, which is available in both black and white. The stabilizers on it are actually pretty decent for a budget keyboard. It is also approved by one of the most respected people in the keyboard community, Teja Types. So if you want to check out his full in-depth review video, it's linked down below. However, a keyboard like this comes with a couple of drawbacks. The software support is non-existent since the link on Rakk's website isn't working. The USB Type-C connector can't accept the thicker USB Type-C cables like the one that came with the KEYCHRON. And the worst part is, it's almost sold out everywhere. So when they do restock, it's actually extremely hard to get. I was lucky enough to get 2 bare bones pieces for my sister and myself. Now we'll be doing a side-by-side comparison of the Rakk Lam-Ang Pro and my KEYCHRON K4. Because we don't have a TKL KEYCHRON keyboard on hand, this is the closest comparison that we can get. We'll be placing them against each other in a couple of tests. Most of these tests are mostly visual, so you guys can decide which one you prefer and fits your needs. First up is the connectivity test. We connected these keyboards to a laptop and wanted to see how far the range on these would go. They both had relatively the same range, but realistically speaking, no one would use a keyboard 5 to 10 meters away from a monitor anyway. Then we did a build quality flex test. It seems like the KEYCHRON won this one because of its aluminum frame. When bending the Rakk Lam-Ang Pro, you could hear creaks and you felt like you could snap the board in half easily. Now for all you keyboard ASMR typing enthusiasts. We've included a typing segment that includes the key profile so you could see the height difference between these two keyboards. Personally, I like the Kale Box White switches the best when typing, but that's my personal preference and yours may vary as well. Lastly, we included an RGB lighting test. I know it's not a deal breaker for some people, but personally when I choose my keyboards, I like to take that into account. We're not sure if the Rakk Lamang Pro's LEDs were brighter, or if it was just the pudding keycaps that were attached to the keyboard at the time. But overall, it did seem like the Rakk Lamang Pro shined brighter than the KEYCHRON in this case. Personally speaking, when I choose my tech, especially something that I'm new to, I look for two things: value and upgradeability. In terms of value, the Rakk Lamang Pro is cheaper than the KEYCHRON, but it offers almost the same feature set. The price is perfect for people that are starting to get into the keyboard space, but don't want to spend so much money on a keyboard. In terms of upgradeability, the hot swappable feature made it more appealing to me. As a newbie in this keyboard space, I want to try out all the different key types and switches just to see which one I like the best. So having this option on a budget keyboard made it more attractive to me. In the end, the KEYCHRON's angle was just too awkward for me, and I could spend more time typing on my Rakk Lamang Pro over the KEYCHRON K4. Not to mention the lighting effects on the Rakk Lamang Pro were brighter and nicer than the ones on the KEYCHRON. However, the build quality on the KEYCHRON was much better, and I felt like it was a more premium product that I could easily pick up and take around with my laptop without worrying about it breaking or snapping. Now, time for some conclusions. Although these two keyboards are great, I don't feel like they're competing in the same category. The market of the KEYCHRON is completely different than the market of the Rakk Lamang Pro. The KEYCHRON seems to cater more for people that like this one set, good quality keyboard. Something that they don't want to change over time. It also feels like it's catered to people that move around with their keyboard a lot. Like MacBook users. Most of these people work in coffee shops, libraries, and even co-working spaces. So for people that like a better typing experience but want to move around with this keyboard, I feel like the KEYCHRON is a better option. The Rakk Lamang Pro, on the other hand, seems to cater more towards gamers and people that have a set desktop. The RGB lighting is something that attracts these users as well, myself included. Overall, I think they're both great keyboards, but in terms of value and for my use, I'd pick the Rakk Lamang Pro over the KEYCHRON. However, we have yet to test the upcoming KEYCHRON products like the low-profile KEYCHRON K1 V4. So my personal opinion may change over time. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, like and comment down below. If you like what you see, consider subscribing. We do weekly tech videos, so hit the notification bell if you want to keep up with those. If you have any content suggestions, please comment down below. We'll be happy to discuss and chat with you down there. Anyways, until the next one, thanks for watching again. See ya.